and teaching and training daughters, right? We as a society still have quite a bit of expectations on our daughters, and we need to train them for that. We need to train them that you set the culture of your home. Sorry, as involved as my husband is and was and is an amazing father, I mean, true 50-50 partner, I set the culture of the home. I set the processes. So for women, we need to have that confidence to be able to stand up and say that we're empowered to do that. And that starts at a young age. And that starts with, are they in sports? How are we investing in our kids? Are we teaching them where they add value? I'm huge. One of the biggest things that I teach parents is, whether it's a boy or a girl, where are you adding value? What gets you out of bed in the morning? You're not going to know that early, but if we can teach them to listen to their own instincts and to be in touch with their own intuition that we all have. And I have a whole chapter in the book about how to make decisions, situational awareness. There's a whole host of things that we can do to build that foundation in our child that happens every day. It's an everyday thing that we're doing to instill and invest in our kids. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that with our kids. We're not emotionally showing up for our kids and investing in them emotionally. And it's manifesting in girls that, are looking at social media and comparing themselves. And it's really an unhealthy thing. And I think that it's contributing to the mental health concerns that all of our kids are having, boys or girls. But there is a lot more we expect out of women. And that's just, as a woman that was doing it all, working, raising kids, being a wife, right? So it's just the reality of the situation right now.
Is it ever too late, or is there an age where you can't, when the kids get older, that you lose the ability to help instill confidence? Is it still possible in their
Always. It's always possible. It's always possible. Again, it starts with the intentionality of talking with a person like me or reading a book and setting out parenting in advance. I teach a whole method on that. And what I teach, the foundational methods that I instill into these parents is applicable across the board in your life in every way, but it really does help with parenting. So no, it's never too late to show up for your child with respect. It's never too late to let go of control, which nobody wants a parent stepping in and controlling our lives. That's about your ego. So that's why we have to sit down and ask ourselves the hard questions. Why am I doing this? I need to look at this through a very clear lens, an honest lens, and understand. And you know what? If you listen to your kids and you watch them, they'll give you the answer. They'll tell you. And instead of blaming them and being mad at them for not including you, ask yourself, what can I do to be included? What can I do? How do I break through that barrier?
Is there, you had mentioned earlier kind of about let them fail. I don't know if you used those exact words, but that's the notes I took. Is there a bit of overparenting and in not letting them fail? Like we're too involved that's causing, is that also maybe part of the lack of confidence, because we're always right there making sure they don't get not hurt, but physically, but just mentally or in whatever it is they're doing?
It takes a great degree of confidence to be a parent. So we ourselves need to have our own confidence. And with that confidence, we allow our children to be free and we create independent children. So if we're hovering and it's about our ego. If you're honest, it's about making you feel better. Oh, I picked it. I caught him before he fell. Oh, I made it better. When they're young, we can kiss a boo-boo and it feels better. And then, when they grow up, that doesn't work anymore. And it feels it's an ego hit for us that we aren't needed. Do we have a need to be needed? We need to ask ourselves these types of things, because if we do have this need to be needed, we're not raising independent children. We're raising kids that are dependent upon us to make their decisions. And then when they're dependent on us, we're upset that we're being asked and tasked with them always needing us. It's a vicious cycle that if someone doesn't call it out to you and give you some of the new ideas with which to parent, then it just continues down that cycle. And, our kids resent us.
That totally makes sense.